This boggles the mind. With college tuition up almost 1,200% in the past 35 years and the price of a four-year degree for many colleges exceeding $250,000, saving for college, you got to make it a top priority for many folks. And here with everything you need to know about 529 college plans is lifestyle lawyer Shari. So good to see you.
Good morning. It's crazy.
Well, it is. I mean, and with a 6-year-old, I have all this
and
ahead
a lot
of
of
me.
people have 2 or 3 kids
right.
in college at the same time. It's nuts.
What is a 529?
Well, sure. The government wants to give us incentives to save for college. And so the Internal Revenue Code has a section called Section 529, which is where this name came from. And it sets up plans to give us tax incentives to do that. So basically there are 2 types of plans. There are the prepaid college plans, which some folks are familiar with. But there's also a 529 savings plan, which is a little bit different, but also has incentives.
All right. We went with the prepaid plan. So, okay, so the 529 is another option. What are the tax and other incentives for putting money into such a plan?
Sure. Well, the biggies are once you deposit the money, John, you're not going to have to pay tax on the increase in the principal. So as your investment grows, you don't have to pay tax. And then once you start using that money, as long as it's for qualified higher education costs, you don't have to pay tax as you distribute it. The catch is, though, that if you use it for other costs you don't end up using for college, there is a 10% penalty. But most of these plans also have some degree of flexibility and some other incentives. For example, as a parent, you can control the account, but it's not included in your estate tax calculations. So there are other benefits as well.
All right. Do you have to use that one in Florida or anywhere, the 529?
Well, 529 is national. It's a federal tax code.
Gotcha.
Here in Florida, we do have both kinds of plans. So we have the prepaid plan and we also have the savings plan.
What are the differences between those?
Right. Well, the prepaid plan, like you said you used, is good for folks who think that their kids are going to attend the college state schools because it basically locks in the tuition costs and it's guaranteed by the state. So those are 2 big benefits. The detriments on the prepaid plan is that you don't have as much flexibility in terms of how much money you want to put in. There's basically 3 options in terms of the timing and the payments. It's also based on the age of your child. You only have 10 years after they reach college age to make the withdrawal. So if your child goes to school later in life, you may not be able to use that money. On the other hand, the savings plan has some benefits too. It doesn't lock in the tuition, but you do have more flexibility in terms of the investments, which college you're going to use it for. There's more types of expenses that you can pay for, things like that. So both the plans, it depends on really where you think your child's going to be going to school.
All right. Where can you get information on this?
MyFloridaPrepaid.com actually has great information about both of those.
Good to know.
Something we want to do, start early.
Yeah, start very early. Shari, thank you for joining us today and getting us through that very sticky situation. Let's send it back over to the anchor desk.